Hello everyone. In this session, I'm going to talk about what is group discussion, why group discussions are conducted, what are the steps of GD, and the do's and don'ts of group discussion or the pros and cons of group discussion. So let's begin with what is a group. So a group is a social unit of interacting personalities who think, feel, act together, and who have some common aims, interests, simulations, emotions, and loyalties. So, my question to you is group and mob same? And the answer is no. Because in a mob, people having different age group, people having different aims, interests, stimulations, and emotions come together. But in a group, people have a same goal, same aims, same interest, and here and there same age groups. So, group discussion is a methodology to gauge the above mentioned traits. Now, you may ask why GDs are conducted after checking your conceptual knowledge in exam, maybe your end semester examination, maybe your continuous assessment, or your oral exams, or your sessional exams. So, your knowledge is checked there, still, institutions, universities put you in the process of group discussion. And the answer to this is in group discussion, companies or HR managers check you as a person. They gauge whether you will fit to the company's organization, so company's culture or organization's culture or not. So your personality traits are checked in the process of group discussion. Now what are the strategies for conducting GDs? So first we'll decide how topic is decided for the GD. Topics given for the group discussion are very general in nature. It creates interest, it motivates each member in a group to say something, to put forth their views. The topic given are current, and we can have discussion considering both the points, positive aspect of the topic, negative aspect of the topic, pros and the cons of the issue given to you. What are the steps of group discussion? So the very first thing is opening the discussion. Now, before explaining this, let me tell you 6 to 8 members are there in a group. This is the ideal size of the group, and you get 2 minutes time for the preparation once the topic is announced. And you will have to jot down the points during those 2 minutes. Now, opening the discussion is a very important step in group discussion. It is said that when you open the discussion, the half of the battle you win here, but when you open it successfully. Now, in opening, what you will have to do? You have to state the purpose of the topic. Stating the purpose will make clear all the fellow participants about the scope of the topic, what exactly they are supposed to talk about the topic. Then, announcing the problem and defining the procedure. Means when you open the discussion, you will have to once again announce the topic given to you. Then you will have to state the purpose, why the topic is given, announcing the problem, and defining the procedure. Means what is the scope of the topic, which areas you are going to touch, you are going to cover in that group discussion. Second step is present the problem. Now when you will have to present the problem, you will have to support your opinions with some facts. You will have to ask for others opinion, and you will have to state your own opinions as well. Third step is conducting the discussion. During this stage, you will have to encourage the contribution. Mostly it is found that the those who are participating in a GD, they feel that the participants, they feel that if they speak more, they will get more marks. It is not right. This is not correct. See, quality is important than the quality. So the leader is one who encourage other members to take part in a group discussion. So if you have to be a leader, you have to encourage the contribution. You have to give opportunities to other members to jump into the group discussion. Controlling the discussion. Controlling the discussion is one part, one means it is a step of group discussion. See, when you feel that somebody is just digressing or somebody is putting irrelevant points in a discussion, you have to control the discussion. Or if you found somebody is conflicting with others, quarreling with others, dominating others, in that situation also you have to take the control in the discussion. Analyze the progress and provide new direction. See, the one who is the leader or illustrator, that person analyze the progress. That person checks whether the new points are added in the discussion or not, whether there is a repetition in group discussion, and that person provide new direction. That person summarize periodically and add new points and give new direction to the group. Now, the last step is summarizing the discussion. At the end, you have to evaluate the ideas. Evaluating ideas means you have to have recap of the ideas that you have discussed during the group discussion, and you have to arrive at a conclusions, decide or agree, and you have to accept others opinions if you are agree with those opinions, and you have to, at the end, you have to come to the consensus opinions. Now see, what is mean for consensus. Consensus means universally accepted opinions. So during group discussion you will have to try for the consensus opinions, and once you feel that everybody is agree with that particular point, with that particular issue, you have to summarize that issue and you have to go to the next issue. Second is, if there is a conflict, take control. Yes, if there is a conflict in a group, being a leader, you will have to take control of that. Be positive and give positive angle to the discussion. It is found that many a times students just tend to be negative. Means topics like politicians are worried, really worried about common people. I found one girl student from the beginning till end, she was just saying that all politicians are uh, fraud and they do not have any concern regarding the common people. Agree. But when you discuss this topic in any competitive group discussion, you will have to be very much careful, because here HR managers or judges check out whether you have any, whether you could find any positive angle to the topic given or not. It is agreed that most of the politicians, they do not care about common people, but we have to just think about those 1% politicians who really concern about common people, and we have to look at that positive aspect of the topic. Then complement and consolidate. See, during group discussion, if anybody is putting forth good points or relevant points, relevant information is being discussed, you have to give compliment to that person, that XYZ has really uh, raised very good issue, and I'm totally agree with the person. I'm 100% agree with that statement. and then you have to add your views to that point. In group discussion, you are not supposed to cry out or shout on others. It shows that you are dominating on others, and that behavior uh, that behavior is not accepted in group discussion, and you may lose your points there. Ending the group discussion. Now, at the end of the GD, you have to sum up the discussion with the observer's consent. Means before concluding, you have to take the permission from the judges or from the observers who are there. At the end, when you are concluding the group discussion, along with others' points, you also have to add your points, your views, and you have to thank all the members for their contribution, for their participation. After group discussion, as a part of a culture, you have to have a shake hands with each other, thank all, and give oral but personal compliments to the participants. Now, effective ways of initiating a GD. How to add beauty to group discussion? Initiating a GD is a high profit and high loss strategy. So, as I mentioned earlier, initiation or this stage, opening the discussion, this stage is very important because everybody is very attentive at this moment. And if you are initiating a GD, if you are opening the discussion, it is a high profit and high loss strategy. It may prove as a high profit strategy or as a high loss strategy to you. First of all, we'll discuss how it is high profit. See, you initiated a group discussion, you stated the scope, you stated the purpose of the group discussion, you supported your statements with good examples, appropriate examples, with good language, and in a lucid language. If you could put forth your views about the topic at the beginning, then this may prove high profit strategy for you, as you may get attention from the observers, the fellow participants, as well as the audience. How it is high loss strategy? If you are initiating a GD, even if you don't have thorough knowledge about the topic, then this may prove as a high loss strategy for you, because you may initiate and you stutter, stumble, you stop in between, and it may give a clue to the observers that you don't have a thorough knowledge, you don't have in depth knowledge about the topic, and still you are just initiating a GD to impress the audience, to impress the observers, and that may prove as a high loss strategy for you. Now, how to add beauty to group discussion? The second point is stating the quotes. So, at the beginning or in between, if you could state some quotes, some philosophical statements, but those statements should be relevant to the topic, then it may add beauty to the group discussion. People may pay their attention to listen the quotes that you are stating. You can define the statement. For example, if the topic given to you is will India become superpower by 2020, so you can begin your group discussion by defining the the term superpower. Then you can ask questions, but when you ask questions, when you are opening the discussion and you ask questions, don't wait for the answer. You yourself have to give answer to that question. Then another thing is shocking statement. So if the topic given to you is increasing population, and here you are stating the figures that in 1 second this many children get birth, in 1 minute these many children get birth in India, in Maharashtra, state wise, then these are the shocking statements for the other participants and the audience. So they may pay attention to you. Then facts, figures, and statistical information. You have to support your opinion, support your views with these things. facts, some figures, some statistical data. But excessive use of facts, figures, and statistics will also make audience bore or fellow participants bore. So be aware, be cautious about that too. Then you can add beauty to group discussion by telling the short stories or anecdotes, very small stories. If the topic given to you is attitude is everything, and you are telling the story of a balloon vendor and a small kid, you might be knowing this story. That small kid go to the balloon vendor and asks, "Uncle, which color balloon goes high?" And that balloon vendor replies, "My son, it is not the color of the balloon, it is what is inside in it that makes the balloon goes high." And at the end, you can tell the moral of this story and you can correlate it with the topic given to you. Another way is stating some statements, general statements, and in this way, you can add beauty to the group discussion. Now, let's discuss who is the leader in the group. Can we select or can we appoint leader beforehand? And the answer is no. Leader cannot be appointed in a group discussion in advance. Leader emerges as the group discussion proceeds. So, hey leader, your role is leader has to initiate a group discussion. Initiating, I have discussed that initiating a group discussion is a high profit strategy and sometimes it is high loss too. So, when you initiate, be careful. Ensure right direction. You have to ensure that everybody is on a right track, everybody is getting equal opportunities to jump into GD to state their views and their opinions. Then you have to check whether new points are added, whether new direction is given to the group. You also have to encourage the contribution. But remember, how will you encourage contribution? Will you directly say that Ramesh, you have not uh, stated any opinion? So, what do you think about this? You cannot encourage other members by taking their names or directly. So, how to encourage others? Here you have to encourage indirectly. For example, when you found that somebody wants to say something, but due to fear, due to anxiety, that person is not able to put forth his views. In that case, you can take that person's name. Radhika, you wanted to say something. Just say whatever you wish to put forth, you wish to add in this point. This is one way. Another way is ask yes no questions, that it is right or wrong. And then the person will, if that person feels this is right, that person will say right. If the person feels this is wrong, then the person will say wrong and will add further information in group discussion. So these are the ways of encouraging contribution. Then leader has to maintain the decorum and leader has to summarize and conclude the group discussion periodically. Hey leader, remember, do not just scrutinize and dictate. Don't dominate. Do not speak for the sake of speaking. See, speak first only if you have something sensible to say, or keep silent and let someone else start. It is not that if you speak first, you will get good marks or you will score good. Even if you will not speak first, you will wait, you will understand the topic, and then if you jump in group discussion in in a positive manner, then only you are going to get good marks or good grades in group discussion. Do not give wrong direction to group. Now let's see when to jump in the discussion. When the group discussion is going on, we have to observe the intensity of the group discussion. and jump only when the speaker has finished making his point. The thumb rule of group discussion is we should never interrupt the other's views. So let that person finish his or her views and then jump into group discussion. Jump in an agreeable manner. Whatever the person is speaking, if you are agree with that person, say that you are agree, I am agree with your statements and I wish to add something new to this point. If you have to jump in a GD, in a competitive GD, you have to raise your voice. Otherwise, nobody would give you chance. Everybody wants to just put forth their views. It sometimes all the members in a group discussion speak at a time, and that period is called as a crest period. And it also happens that all the members remain silent, and that period is called as trough period. So enter the GD during the trough period when all the members are silent and when ideas familiar to you are discussed. Raise your voice and enter by supporting the most powerful speaker. Now, how to conclude the group discussion? At the end, avoid raising new points. Even if you feel that this was very important point regarding this topic and nobody has raised that, you are not allowed to raise that point at the end when you are summarizing it. So keep that point aside. Avoid stating only your viewpoint. If you are summarizing, you have to take review of all the points all the members have discussed. Then avoid dwelling only on one aspect of the GD. Don't just take into consider the one aspect of group discussion. Consider all the views, all the points, sub points that are covered during the discussion. Your summary should be very brief and concise. Incorporate all the important points during summarization. Now, what is the key to success? Be determined to do well. Listen to instructions carefully. See, listening patiently, this is very important in group discussion because unless and until you listen, you will not be able to speak in connection with the ideas that the earlier person has discussed. Otherwise, if you do not pay attention and if you just are engrossed in thinking the views that you wish to add in a GD, probably you may add some irrelevant issues and irrelevant facts and statistical data in group discussion. So, be a patient listener first, be an active listener, and then if you are active listener, automatically you will be good speaker. Keep it short and simple. When you speak, don't use some highly sounding words, some jargon, some technical words, because in group discussion you are not impressing people, you are there to express your thoughts. So use lucid language, keep short and simple sentences, add value, intervene positively, and put on a track if it is essential. If you feel that something wrong is being discussed, some wrong facts, some wrong data is being discussed, at that time intervene, but positively. You can ask, can I have uh, can I add my views, can I say something, or excuse me, I wish to say something. These are some of the expressions that you can use here. Be polite and do not offend. Conclude periodically. Reason and analyze. And as I mentioned earlier, give limited facts and figures. Key to success: speaking ability. Now, communication skills no doubt are very important in group discussion, but if you are lagging in it and if you have a sound knowledge, thorough knowledge, in-depth knowledge about the topic, and you feel that you are not able to speak it in English or communicate it in English, don't worry about it. Try out. Try out to put forth your views the observers or the judges will consider the grammatical mistakes or uh, any any mistakes regarding the construction, and you may get selected. But you, in that case, you should have in depth knowledge about the topic. Next thing is be clear, deliberate, and slow. While putting forth your views, while stating your views, use clear language. Be slow. Don't be so much fast. Be assertive and not aggressive. There is a very thick line between assertiveness and aggressiveness. So, assertive is a positive behavior and aggressive is negative behavior. So, don't be aggressive, don't shout, don't cry out. It shows that you are dominating person, and you will not be fit in a company's atmosphere, company's culture, or in a team. Important point, many a times fellow participants or group members or team members try to maintain eye contact with judges and the audience. So you will have to maintain eye contact only with the fellow participants or with the group members with whom you are discussing the topic, and not with the judges and not with the audience. Next thing is leadership. Yes, leadership is, this skill is very important. So we have already discussed what are the characteristics of a leader, or what are the roles and responsibility of the leader. Leader is not one who dominate the others, but the leader is one who takes all the other members along with him, who gives equal opportunities, equal uh, importance to all the members. Understanding and comprehending. So when you discuss any topic, you should understand what the others are saying. You should be able to comprehend others, and this will come only with the active listening. Be civilized, sincere, and serious. Your confidence level must be high here. Take the lead, modulate your voice along with your verbal communication. Non-verbal communication also plays very important role in group discussion. So the way you sit, the way you use gestures, the way you wear postures have equal importance in group discussion. Your tone, your volume, your voice, your pitch, everything matters in group discussion. And appropriate participation as well. So during 10 minutes group discussion, at least 4 to 5 times you have to participate. Always avoid. So these are the don'ts. Don't interrupt anybody. Let that person completes his or her view, and then you have to mention, or you have to state your views and your opinions. Irritating gestures. You have to have a control on your body language. Yawning and excessive use of hands, excessive use of neck or head is not allowed in group discussion. Monopolizing, negative stance, dominating others, these are strictly, means these things should be strictly avoided in group discussion. Loud volume is also not allowed. See, you have to use a moderate volume, because the size is not 100 and 1000, the size is just 8 people. So you have to use the moderate volume in group discussion. Then avoid addressing the panel. As I mentioned, that you should not maintain eye contact with judges. Judges are very active, they are watching your performance, they are looking at you. You need not to take care whether they are observing your performance or not. Yes, they are observing, so you need not to maintain eye contact with them. Playing hands and speaking in turns. Yes, mostly it happens that somebody else is speaking, and the students or the participants sitting beside that person are speaking in turns. That is also not allowed in group discussion. Being too fast, being conscious of your body language, casual look, being excited. uh, Casual look means somebody is saying something and you are just looking at one point at a ceiling. That is also not accepted in group discussion. Most of the time, once the topic is announced, some people become very much excited. because the topic is very near and dear to them. That is also not accepted. Even if you know everything about the topic, be patient. You need not to show it through your body language. Praising people unnaturally, this is also you have to avoid. Pairing and side talk, subgroups and fights and control. Always avoid withdrawal, disinterest, shyness, nervousness. See, your confidence level should be high in group discussion. Even if initially you feel you are anxious and you are you are facing fear, you should learn to hide that fear. And once you enter in group discussion, your nervousness may go off. So don't worry about it, but preparation is very essential. If you are prepared thoroughly, then you may not feel nervousness or you may not feel anxious. So don't spoil your group discussion by shouting so no one else speaks, making aggressive returns to those who shout, changing your stand continuously. Now, this is the point that I wish to elaborate. It is found that, suppose the topic given to you is women can make better managers, or women can be a better managers than men. So, first student or participant say that no, how can women be better manager, because they have to take care of their family, they have to take care of uh, the other things, and even they have to work in an office. So it is difficult for them to handle all these things. After listening others views, the same person start saying that yes, women can be better manager, because that person has convinced him how women can handle both these situations. Now next person is opposite to that statement, that woman can't be better manager, and this person has again changed his stance. So if you are changing your stance continuously, it shows that you do not have your own views and you are fickle minded person. So initially it is accepted that you had some different opinions, but after listening one person, two persons, you changed your stance. But that is accepted one or two times, not frequently. Contradicting others. So don't contradict others. Don't smile to show the superiority, asking others to shut up. Even you are not allowed to use pet words like yar and dude. Don't laugh loudly, heartily. Pointing out errors of others. You are not there to point out how others are wrong. Don't prove others wrong and don't show how you are right. Making fun of others. Yawning is also not allowed. And this is the blank look. Don't give such a blank look throughout the group discussion. Now, speak first for 20 to 30 seconds, provide direction, be the leader. So, initially, when you are initiating the GD, you have to speak for 20 to 30 seconds. Strong ideas and knowledge may substitute your weaknesses of fluency. I mentioned it that if you have a strong ideas and knowledge, and if you are weak in fluency, it is accepted. Enter 4 to 5 times, 20 to 25 seconds each time in 25 minutes group discussion. Do not use slang and colloquialism. Use only English language. You are not allowed to switch your code. Code switching is not allowed here. When people react negatively and strongly, you are being aggressive. Don't be aggressive. Agreeing, adding, supporting, directing is motivating others. Good body language is expected. Do not ask for extra explanations, examples. Don't change the stand continuously, but change the stand if required. Sound knowledge and clear thinking than speaking more is key to success. Best of luck for your GD performance. Thank you so much for listening me patiently. Thank you.